Hi, this is Natasha Lara Lewis with Esther's Place, and today we're going to be making a wet felted pencil topper. This is a fun project. It doesn't take a lot of time or a lot of wool, and it's a great project to do with kids. This pencil topper is wet felted directly onto the pencil. You can even create some fun little curly cues at the top at the end, which we'll show you how to do. So let's get started. For supplies, you'll need a little bit of warm water. This is warm, not too hot, not too cold, and just a bit of water. Set that aside. A little bit of soap. I'm using Eucalan. It comes in lots of different scents. It also is no rinse, which is a great attribute. In the end, we won't have to add that extra step to our felting. We're going to add just a drop of it to the water, which we'll show you later. We'll need a large Ziploc bag. Have a few extra on hand in case you get one with a leak or a hole, but this is what we're going to felt our piece inside of. It makes for a great no-mess project that you can do sitting anywhere at any time. We'll also need a little bit of merino wool. We've got a few colors to do decorating with, and then we've also just got our base piece. This is merino wool batting. We dye this and it comes in all kinds of beautiful colors. It's not going to take a lot of wool. I believe this is less than 1/4 ounce, might be closer to about 1/8 ounce. Very small amount, a great small introductory project. We'll also need a pencil. I'm sure you all have those laying around, and a small binder clip. These are going to hold our curly cue at the end that will form. So just a binder clip, we'll save that and set that aside, and also a towel. So let's get started. We will take our pencil and our wool, and we're going to stretch that batting out into a sheet. It should measure about 6 inches by 3 inches. We're going to put that on the table. We're going to take our wool, little bits of color, and we're going to stretch that out into a similar sheet. So now what we have is one of the base color, and with our little bits we created a thinner sheet, very much the same size and shape. We're going to start with our base, and we're going to roll that around the pencil. Now we want to leave just a small piece of the pencil at the end. This would be the point end, not the eraser end. We want to leave a little bit of that exposed so we can actually use the pencil in the end. So we'll take and roll this very tightly around our pencil. And don't worry if you have a little bit hanging over the eraser. That will be used for our little curly cue at the end. So I'm just rolling this pencil nice and tight on the table. You can give it a few extra rolls that will help it to get a little bit tighter. So in the end, what we have is a wool wrapped pencil with about 1 inch of pencil here at the end exposed. Take your embellishment layer. This was the layer that we created with the little bits of fiber, and we'll do the same thing. Roll that around there. Give it a few extra rolls for good measure, and into the bag we're going to go. Alright, so once we've got this in the bag, we're going to take and add a little bit of our soapy water. Now remember, our soap, we just need a little dot of soap in that water, and that'll be enough to get the fibers moving and agitating together. And then we're going to pour some of that soapy water into our bag. Now, we don't need very much. We just need enough for that wool to absorb. So as you add your water, mush it in with your hand. Now, it should be damp, but not soggy. There shouldn't be a lot of water floating around in that bag. So I'm going to pour off a little bit here. I added a little too much, so we'll just pour a little bit off. Okay, so now It's wet, but not soggy. And we're going to take and seal that up, removing all the air. All right, time for the agitation. So we're going to start with rolling this up, and you're just going to roll and roll and roll and roll. We want to keep it in a rolling motion so that the felt doesn't end up becoming flat. So I'm just rolling it in my hands back and forth. You can see how I'm working down one end and then down to the other. Every once in a while, open it back up and just kind of switch the pencil around so it doesn't end up getting any ridges formed in there. And then we'll do the same thing. Roll that up and roll and roll and roll and roll. We'll continue doing this for about 10 minutes. And what we should have is a very dense piece of felt that has formed around our pencil. So let's check that out. Okay, a little soggy. We're going to drain some of that water, but we're also going to take and grab our towel and do a little bit of rolling on the towel now. This will help to firm up the wool and make it a little bit denser. So you can see it's shrunk a lot from what we had in the beginning, but we are going to continue doing a little bit more rolling to make it a little tighter. When you've rolled it on the towel, that's helping to remove a little bit of the moisture. You can also roll it in your hands like this, but make sure it's not too wet because otherwise you'll be flopping water around. So, after a few more minutes worth of rolling, it's going to become tight and dense and smooth. And we can do a little bit of shaping on the top here. So my bottom, we still have our pencil over here, but at the top, we can stretch it just a little bit. And now I'm going to roll it into a coil. So it looks like a little cinnamon roll. And then we're going to take that binder clip, we're going to clip it. This will make it hold in that cinnamon roll shape until it's dry. Wool, when you roll it and pin it, it will dry in that position. And it can be curled, it can be twisted, you just have to let it dry in that position. So after about a few hours of drying, probably about 6 to 8 hours, we can remove the binder clip and we'll have a nice little curl on our pencil topper. These are a great project to do, very fun, very quick, and a great way to see wet felting in action. So I hope you'll enjoy trying this at home.